Hello everybody and welcome back to our Let's Play on Marxville, Wisconsin. I'm Tasman. Okay, so in today's video we're going to be doing some cultivating work with the Salford cultivator on our case 8910. And we've got some other field prep that we need to get done as well in kind of preparation for planting. So, here's a little overview of our fields here. So we've got, again, this is our piece of land right here. This is our farm. If we pull up the grass here, you can see we've actually got a fair bit of grassland going on. A lot of trees though here, but here and here we've kind of got cut fields going on. So we're gonna have to go and check that out, see what's going on there. And this is a pasture area around the barn, so not really usable, croppable type space, right? So yeah, let's get the case 8910 fired up here. Hopefully the in-game volume's not too loud. I might just turn that down a little bit. Vehicle volume. Okay, there we go. Put it down 20%. I was kind of feeling it out there a little bit. Yeah, let's jump in the case Magnum here. And do some dirt work. What do we got? So, in terms of fertilization, this is going to need a round of fertilizer, and so is this. You can see these are already 66.6% fertilized, or whatever you want to say. 2 out of the 3 times fertilized. So we're going to start with these 2 small fields, getting the dirt prepped on those, because we're going to run a little fertilizer spreader over the top of field 16 and 17 before we work it in with this guy here. It seems like this thing pulls our new cultivator pretty well. I'm going to test it here when we get up on this upslope. 18 is our working speed for this, so as long as we can keep that here on the up. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Looks like this tractor's got plenty of power for this, so again, the Case Magnum proven to be a really good fit for our farm here, being our main horse. So we're gonna do a couple rounds on this field, and then we're gonna hire off our worker to get the rest done. Our worker's name is Ben. He's gonna be helping us through most of the chores. So anytime we're gonna hire a worker kind of within the game, there's only gonna be one worker, and it's gonna be Ben. And if it's special exception will apply if we require a second worker, or when we get bigger we may hire another person on, but Ben will be doing a lot of our field work for us. Well, he won't be doing a lot of our field work for us, but he'll be doing stuff that we're not doing, because we're gonna do some fertilizing in the John Deere 6410, hopefully, is my plan. So we're going to jump into that tractor and do some work after we get a couple rounds down here. It's a good looking pair right here. Red on red. Post in the comments below what you guys are. What's your favorite brand of tractor? We try and incorporate some more brands in here. Right now we've got 3 brands. We've got the Case, the Ford, and we got the John Deere. So if anybody's looking to, maybe suggest that we get a Massey Ferguson next or something like that, go ahead and post in the comments section below. Okay, so we see that we can pull this cultivator really well with this tractor, so we're just going to fire off the worker here. Ben's gonna take over. Ben may have spawned in as a girl, but we're gonna look past that. We're gonna look past that. Okay, so let's hop into the John Deere 6410 tractor here. And we are going to need to go down to the shop and get a couple pallets of fertilizer. So I guess we'll park this up right here actually for now. Let's jump into our truck. Get this thing loaded up here. We'll head down to the shop, pick up some fertilizer. Maybe some seed if we can fit it on, but we'll see what happens. Okay, we're on the road here now. I stopped inside the house and gave the shop a shout. Just to talk to them about what we were going to be doing, and they said that they had our fertilizer spreader actually ready. So we did go ahead and we purchased a used fertilizer spreader from them. It's going to be a nice fit. I think it's going to go behind the Ford 3000. It's actually not too large, so we're going to get that put on there hopefully after we get the fertilizer loaded up here on the truck. So they have brought out a couple pallets of fertilizer for us to take, as well as another little thing that we bid on auction time that's going to come handy in the fall, or I should say they are going to come handy in the fall. Again, they are not going to be used right away, but they do have them down there at the shop, and they said they've brought them outside the warehouse, or at the store, sorry, and they brought them outside the shop, and they've given them a once over. Check the tire pressure and everything, so we'll be able to drag those home at some point too. Okay, we just pulled into the dealer lot here, and we've got a few pieces of equipment sitting out. So let's show you guys what we bought. Get this ramp unfolded here. Just get the John Deere started and the loader out of the way. Okay, so our first item is a Kuhn Axis fertilizer spreader. Jeez, I'm having trouble with words today. I got the wide tire package on there, so they put a brand new set of tires on for us, and yeah, so those are good to go. And then we got here something that I bid on auction time. They came up for sale on an estate auction. Anyway, the guy was selling all his stuff, so we managed to pick up these really nice DMI big little wagons. So they're gonna come in handy whenever we get harvest time, but I brought them down here to have these guys take a once over them just to make sure everything was working. Again, they got the tires all layered up, and it looked like these were stored inside, so of course they've been well kept, and they're in really good shape. So and then there's our 2 bags of fertilizer left out. Great. So let's get those loaded up and get underway. that's everything loaded on the trailer. We just managed to get everything on. It's the perfect length. So now we're going to get in the truck and head home. Obviously, as you can see, the rain's also kind of set in here, so that may play a bit of a damper on what we do today, but we'll see what happens. I don't know what the weather's planning to do for the rest of the day, but we'll check it on our phone when we get home. So the rain hasn't seemed to let up here on the ride home. Looks like Ben's kind of finished going in that field, so we'll have to give him another task, I guess. We do have more work for him, after all. Alright, let's park this up right here. We shall get the truck off. We'll have to start the John Deere and get the forks off the ramps so that they can open up. Not open the truck. Okay. Jeez, that rain's awful. Definitely want to get these fertilizer bags under cover if we can. It's not really great for those to be sitting out in the rain, getting all sopping wet. That'll cause that fertilizer to harden up pretty quick, so that'll be our first order of business, and then we'll check what the weather's supposed to be like for the rest of the day. So far, it's not looking great. Okay, we got the fertilizer unloaded, and we got the truck parked over in front of the silo. Let's check the weather here, see what we're working with. Looks like it's gonna rain all day. Oh, jeez. It is a 100% chance and an 80% chance. There's no real good hope till about 9 o'clock. So let's jump out. We're going to go ahead and just touch this field up quickly. Whatever Ben missed here. And then I guess we're going to have to put this guy away for the day. And call it quits till tomorrow, because there's just no way we're going to be able to pull us through the mud. Okay, this field's all finished up. We're going to drive this rake back into the shed, and we're going to pick this up here tomorrow. So we'll see you guys in the morning. Morning, everyone. So it warmed up overnight, and it's actually 7 degrees this morning, and the soil temp has come up to 6 degrees, which is great news, because we're going to be able to get our planting started. But now we got to get caught up on our tillage. So threw the case tractor away. It was the last thing to go in the shed last night, yesterday, and it rained pretty much for the rest of the day and into the night, so the fields are definitely a little bit soupy this morning, so we're probably just gonna have to leave this guy parked out for a little bit and let the fields dry before we go ahead and throw that into the field right away, because of course it's early yet in the morning and it's only a 2-wheel drive machine. However, we are going to try and float across the field a little bit. I'm thinking we try this Ford tractor onto our fertilizer spreader so we can get some use out of it. See if that hooks on. It does. So I think what we're going to do is go ahead and try and get fields 16 and 17 kind of fertilized. We'll start with 17 because it's a little bit of a smaller field, and we'll see how we get on over there. There we go, getting our little fertilizer filled up. I don't think this Ford will have any problem towing that little fertilizer spreader, so I'll probably just throw in one bag for now and see what that kind of brings us. Don't want to put too much in here. But I think this has a pretty good spread pattern on it, so we should be okay on that front. And there are no lights on this tractor whatsoever. The lights do not work. That's fine. She's a bit of an old machine, so it's not something that we were really expecting, right? So yeah, other than the fact that it rained, we should be in fairly decent shape for our where our fields are at in terms of kind of being ready for springtime. As long as we can get back in with the Salford cultivator today and start cultivating the other field, which is 27, that has not been done yet. And then we gotta give a ring to the dealer and see if they've got any grain drills kicking around. Because ideally we'd like to get our hands on like a 6-meter drill, like we had mentioned in the previous episode, and get seeding on our on a couple of our fields. Maybe some wheat or barley or oats or something like that. Not sure yet what's going to suit us best. What we'll be using, whether it'll be wheat, barley, or oats, but we do need something that's going to produce some straw so that when we get the cows, we do have a store of straw already, you know, to go for them. So anyway, this has got a pretty nice spread on it actually. 24 meters is for sure cutting it. And this Ford tractor seems to be handling it no problem. It's not a very big spreader, so I didn't really expect this to be an issue for this tractor. But yeah, before we finish here today too, I'd like to go out and check those fields that we've got that are unmarked beyond this tree line just behind us right here, and see kind of whether we've got grass in there or what, if we're going to be able to grow any crops in there. So I have added the Maize Plus extension onto this map, and I've never used it before, so if anybody has any pointers on it, just let me know. And I managed to get a silage blower since the previous episode as well. That will allow us to blow the silage up into the silos, or into at least that big blue harvester in the front side of the barn. Yeah, and I guess it changes the feeding for the cows and stuff too, so that's going to be a bunch of stuff that we have to look into, and that we're going to learn whenever we get to doing it, so that'll be pretty cool. Well, everything looks pretty good here. See how well we did. Looks like we got some pretty good coverage. Missing a couple spots, but just go back here, touch this up here quick. Seem to turn on and off really quickly there. Good. Okay. On to the next field. Okay, so we got about half a field 16 spread now. We're just refilling our fertilizer spreader because we had run out of fertilizer, and it's about midday. It's warmed up to 10 degrees, and we're just going to pull the 8910 out into the field, and we're going to get it rocking and rolling again. Ben's going to come back and take that on, and he's going to get to the continuation of the cultivating. So let's get this unit turned around and go find this field. Yep, it's been sunny and the wind's been blowing, so we're definitely going to have to get this cultivator in the ground and get going here. This is something that we want to get done as soon as possible so that we can get our planting going on. Here's There's the field here. We just gotta find the entrance. Which looks to be right here. Perfect. Awesome. So as you can see, this is some corn stalk. This ground was obviously corn last year. So this won't probably be corn again this year. So we'll have to find a different field to plant corn in. And try and keep our rotation fairly decent here. Probably end up growing a little more corn than beans, but we'll see what happens. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to be doing for our silage situation yet. Whether we're going to be making haylage or what we're going to do, so we shall see. I'm really happy with the way that this Magno's been doing on the farm here so far. It's a perfect performance for what we bought it for. So that and our John Deere 6410, which we haven't used much. We've really just been doing a couple loader things with it kind of around the farm, so it's worked out well for that. It seems like we've got enough ballast on those rear tires and the weights, so everything's coming together. So we get a start on this. We'll set Ben off on doing some cultivating, and we'll get back to fertilizing the rest of field 16. And hopefully before the episode's out, we're gonna try and make our way to the back of our property and check out any extra grassland that we haven't noticed already. Listen to that. I think that's a Cummins diesel in this. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe it's a Perkins, I'm not sure. I do believe the case of this era still ran Cummins, so I could very well be wrong. Okay. I think we've done enough for Ben to hopefully get going here. Set him off. Thank you, Ben. Make our way back to the farm. We'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, here we are back at the Ford tractor. Let's get it started and let's head back down to the field and get the rest of this fertilizer spread. So of course there's a few more things we're still looking for the farm, which do include a grain auger. We're missing a mower, a rake. What else? And I guess a silage blower and a forage harvester. So we've got quite a few things that we're going to be looking at purchasing or leasing this year, just to kind of get us through. And obviously once we get everything set up, we're going to need to be purchasing some cows and getting them producing some milk to hopefully recuperate some of the cost, as well as this harvest. This is going to be a pretty important harvest for us, just because we're going to be trying to hold our grain until the price kind of comes nice, and we're very fortunate that we have the grain bins here to be able to do that. A little off track here. That is one heck of a squiggly line I've got going up the field here. Definitely not as straight as that fence row. And we know that's what it was based off of, so something's gone wrong. So in the near future, we're going to be keeping our eyes out for that kind of equipment that we just discussed, and hopefully we can land some used stuff. Obviously, keep in close contacts with the dealership here, trying to make good friends with them. They seem to pass through a lot of used equipment, and again, I've been kind of browsing around on auction time on the free time, and seeing what they have up there. Where I got those big little DMI wagons was from there, so I'm very happy to have those. I think those are going to serve us well. Again, they're not the biggest wagons in the world, but they're definitely going to get the job done. We are using just a John Deere 6600 combine with the 6-row head on it, and an 18-foot bean deck, grain deck, whatever you want to call that, so should be all right. Before we close out the video here, I said I wanted to go over and check the fields, see if the grass growing back here is in a field on the right side as well, and if we're going to be able to get anything harvested out of there, or if we've just got, oh yes, okay, looks like we've mainly just got trees in there. So this is a grass field, this is our grass field. We're going to be able to go ahead and get grass, hay off this, and maybe some haylage as well. But it looks like all over here we've just got forests, so maybe at some point we'll do some logging and open this up, brush this out a bit. But at the moment I'm not really sure what we're gonna do. So leave it in the comment section below if you guys want to see some logging. You can definitely do that. Maybe cut some of these down and make room for some more fields on our farm. That would be pretty cool. Well, I think that just about wraps up this video, guys, so I hope everyone enjoyed. Thanks for tuning into the channel today. We're going to get the rest of this fertilizer spread. Ben's going to keep cultivating over on field 27, and we'll catch up with you in the next episode. Cheers.